The following is a DW Ancient Egypt production. Sneferu abandoned the Meidum Pyramid and began work at the second site at Dahshur, 28 miles north of Meidum. Why he changed locations is unknown, but he would build 2 pyramids at this location and be followed by several kings of the later 12th dynasty. The first pyramid at this site, called the Bent Pyramid, began at 54 degrees, like the Meidum Pyramid. However, the corners of the pyramid were built on unstable ground, and structural changes had to be made to 43 degrees. This would give the pyramid its bent look and cause numerous issues inside. Large cedar beams had to be brought in to brace the collapsing walls, which were shifting inward, and this pyramid was, therefore, abandoned. His pyramid is unique among Old Kingdom pyramids because it had a second entrance that opened high on the west face. The rationale for having the entrance on the north face of all known Old Kingdom pyramids has a religious basis and was connected to the northern stars. The western entrance is a mystery. From the north, a passage descends down to an antechamber. In order to deal with the downward pressure of the pyramid on this chamber, its roof was made of different courses, with each course projecting more inward than the course below. This technique, known as corbelling, was also used for the pyramid at Meidum. The burial chamber, also with a corbelled roof, is located above the antechamber. The burial chamber was probably the greatest room in the world when it was built. The corbelled ceiling rose up to 55 feet high. The mysterious second entrance in the west face of the pyramid lead down via a descending passage to a horizontal corridor, which was intended to be blocked by some portcullis slabs. The second burial chamber, behind these portcullises, also has a corbelled roof. It is at a higher level than the first burial chamber. Scaffoldings of cedar beams were intended to give the room some additional support. After they were completed, the 2 burial chambers were connected by a passage that was cut out through the existing masonry. It is not known why Sneferu wanted to have 2 burial chambers in this pyramid, but perhaps this too can be explained by the clear experimental nature of this monument. Probably at around the same time as when the slope of the main pyramid was decreased, work started to the south to build a smaller satellite pyramid. This pyramid, with a base length of 53 meters and a height of 32.5 meters, was probably an adaptation of the concept of the South Tomb found in the complex of Dahshur at Saqqara. Its internal structure is a precursor for the Pyramid of Khufu at Giza. It has a descending and then an ascending passage with a smaller version of Khufu's Grand Gallery. The actual burial chamber is far too small for a human burial and may probably have been intended to house the Ka statue of the king. Between the satellite and the main pyramid, there was a small offering place. 2 funerary stelae, bearing the titulary of Sneferu, were erected along the east face of the satellite pyramid. A small offering chapel, also with 2 funerary stelae, was built against the east face of the main pyramid. Like the eastern chapel of the Pyramid of Meidum, this chapel is too small to be an actual mortuary temple. An enclosure wall surrounded both the main and satellite pyramids, with a causeway leading from its northeast towards a small rectangular structure in the east, about halfway down to the valley. This structure shares features of both valley temples and mortuary temples in later pyramid complexes. It has the courtyard, pillars, and statues that would become traditional in later mortuary temples, but it was built at some distance of the pyramid, which is typical for the valley temple. Even though this pyramid was finally completed, including additional constructions such as the satellite pyramid in the mortuary temple, Sneferu was buried in his 3rd pyramid, the Red Pyramid, built a couple of kilometers north of the Bent Pyramid.